Welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, we are ready to roll. Yeah, I got to get it back, TD. I need it back in my life, man. I got to get my Steelers stuff set back up. I got to get myself a permanent home, man. I've put shit off long enough. We finally started to buy some new furniture and stuff like that. We finally decided on some things like that here for the house. So, yeah, we're rolling along, man. No rush, but still, I need back. I need to have my little studio set up back and get back into true mic drop fashion, man. It was definitely better to have it that way for me, anyway. I liked it. I don't know. I just need that vibe, man. I need that vibe. What's up, Robert Road, TD? Justin, what's up? Miss Pittsburgh, what's up? Daniel Warman, what's up? I'll get to your questions here in 1 second. Brian Hamford, howdy, Steelers fans. Thanks, man. That was my little pep talk, and I truly believe that you guys in Steelers Nation should not freak out, should not worry. I really, I I got high hopes, man. I got a lot of confidence. I really do, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Steelers fan. I'm not. I just feel like when a lot of these people out there in the national media, a lot of these people that aren't intimately involved with this football team, I just feel like when they start to dog pow on this Steelers team, and I see the Steelers do some of the things that I've been accustomed to over the years here, I just got a vibe, man. I do, and I feel like with what this team has going on, I don't know. I feel like I can talk it. I can back it up a little bit intellectually, breaking the team down a little bit. And I'm not freaking out. I'm not. I really am not. And I think you guys shouldn't either. I really do. I'm just not saying that. I truly am not just saying that because I think this team got some mojo that maybe people were overlooking, man. Hold on, guys. I wanted to bring up something here. Oh, but anyway, hope you all are well, and we are here again on Steel City Live, and I'm going to get through the chat here. Glad to see you all in there. Tom Ford, what's up, everyone? CD Lamb did sign that extension, $100 million guaranteed, makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league right now. So, yes, you saw CD Lamb, and you ask yourself, is he worth that kind of cash? Is he? I don't know. I don't watch him enough. I don't know CD intimately enough football wise to comment on whether I feel like that contract is warranted or not. Yeah, I see him from afar. I see his numbers. I see what he does. I don't know. I think there's more to it than just numbers. I got to see how that player interacts with the team and all those things. And do they come up in the biggest moments? That's where when you're dishing out these monster contracts, $100 million fully guaranteed, I got to see, are you there when it matters, man? Are you there when the chips are down on the table? I got to see those things. And I got to see what kind of leader you are. There's got to be a lot of intangibles put into that decision making, or does that player have a lot of those intangibles that you're looking for to make those decisions? Brian asks, yep, $100 million guaranteed. You think that puts a kink in the Aiyuk situation? Asking that for Tom when they were talking about that. I think that, yeah, it definitely does. You look at Aiyuk, is he the same player as a CD Lamb? I think players really have to be conscious of their actual value, and really know where they fit, what their place is within the market. Daniel Warman, Jason, do you think Coach Tomlin's job is at risk if the Steelers don't win a playoff game? Last win was against my Bengals in 2016. Thanks. I do not. I do not think that he's at risk. I just think the Steelers are sometimes a little bit overly loyal, in my opinion. Does Coach Tomlin uh, leaving, would that mean he's easily replaceable? Absolutely not. He's not easily replaceable. And if you're the Steelers, do you want to go out on that search, or do you just want to continue to be okay with being okay? I mean, Weigh it out. That's a Rooney decision. That's an ownership decision, but I don't think that he would be on the hot seat. He hasn't won a playoff game in a decade, damn near. Has he been on the hot seat since? No. That's why I say no. And I just think Mike Tomlin, hopefully, is going to get this ship righted here this season and finally start to get this ball rolling with the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of playoff wins and things of that nature. But we'll see. All right, that was me. Yeah, Jason, before game one, set goals, bro. Yeah, dude, my goals, well, not my goals, their goals as a football team. But I can really honestly see this Steelers team going down to Atlanta and putting on a freaking show. I really can. And again, as I said this morning in my show this morning, I don't think it's all going to be production from the offense. I think this defense is going to be absolutely big time in scoring points. I really do think that they have the potential to be turnover machines. I think the speed on that defense is there. I think that the way that they're going to be able to cause splash plays could be, tops in the league. I really do think that. And I think that if you couple that with an average to good offense, you could really go places. You could really do some damage. Now, you got to be careful with that. And if you're a team like the Steelers, I think time of possession is going to be of the utmost importance, man. Controlling the football, allowing that defense to stay fresh and healthy. That is going to be their major, major focus, I think, this year, especially if you're not adding any more weapons to this offense. And, where you're looking like, hey, if we have more weapons, maybe we could score more points. Maybe we could be a little bit more high-flying, acrobatic type shit. You know what I mean? If you're not doing that, controlling the football with Najee, Jalen Warren. Jalen will be back week 1, according to Tomlin, according to Jalen himself, all that. Danny George, welcome to the Mic Drop Mafia. I didn't forget about you, Danny. I'm going to try to figure out something for the end of the week, man, to get you your plaque. I actually, my vehicle, the transmission dropped out of it. It'll only go in reverse, so I'm currently looking for something else to buy. So I've been shuffling my wife back and forth to work and things like that, or staying home when she hasn't been there, or when I hadn't needed the car for all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we've been operating off of one vehicle here. So I'm gonna try to figure something out for the end of the week. I got to get a new car. That sucks. I hate car shopping, man. Yeah, we talked about that. Wave those emojis. I appreciate it. Robert, what's up? DJ Thomas. So glad I found this channel again. YouTube took you off my account for some reason. Man, I don't know why, DJ. I don't know why. That sucks. YouTube's a weird beast, man. It is a very weird beast. I'll get times to where literally it'll throw my shit out into the algorithm. I'll get a video that'll get thousands of views during the season, a long form content video. And then all of a sudden I'll put out the next one and all this, I don't get shit, and I get my regulars, but it's like, my regular people that are loyal Mafia members, people that are always coming here and watching, we'll get those views, but then like it doesn't spread it out anywhere else. And then all of a sudden, I'll have people even say that to me, like, yeah, man, it's not in my recommendeds no more, or not popping up for some reason. I got to search it. It's weird, man. I don't get it, but glad to see you, DJ. Tom Ford of the Steelers keep John Rice Plumlee on the 53-man roster as a punt returner if needed. Could be used as the fourth quarterback. Yeah, it could be. Sadly, guys, I'll tell you, I don't think Plumlee makes the roster. I don't think you see him on the 53, man. I don't see that happening. I just don't. I think they're going to be able to stash him away maybe as a practice squad player, something like that. So we'll see. I think there's some other guys that you got to look at that have had high hopes, that we've all had high hopes for throughout this preseason and offseason so far. One being Beanie Bishop. I was really super high on him. He hasn't been able to translate what he's been able to do in practice to the game field during the preseason matchups. He's a guy that I think is riding that bubble Yeah, there's several other players that could be a bubble type guy, man. So we'll have to continue to watch these cut downs and see. There's a lot of speculation. People put all these roster prediction shit videos out there. I'll do predictions with you guys, but I'm not gonna dedicate a whole video to roster predictions and things like that. It's just so pick who they're gonna pick, man. We'll talk about it here in the chat with the Mafia and all you good Steeler fans that come and talk about it. We'll talk about it live, but I'm not gonna waste my time and do a 45-minute video on talking about who's gonna make the roster and who's not. Drag the ball. Daniel Jones MVP this season incoming. That was a good one. You at least made me laugh, my friend. Matt Burton thinks Steelers pay Pickens that contract. I think it would. Yeah, you're going to have to pay him something similar, especially if he has the production of a number one receiver, which he's probably going to have because they're going to be really force feeding the ball to George Pickens a lot of the time. However, I don't know if that has to be the case. You look at guys like Van Jefferson. A lot of people say he'd be a 4 or 5 on other teams, maybe a 3. I think he can get the job done. I think Calvin Austin is going to step up a little bit too. Maybe you got veteran guys that have played in Super Bowls like Scotty Miller. Played with TB, Tom Brady, TB12. You have those guys that are lingering around here. I think you could still build a solid wide receiver core out of what you have there. They did release the TJ Luther today. I believe that's his name, the former Patriot Jet guy that was running like a 4.5 40 coming out of his pro day, all that kind of shit. Guy that had some high hopes whenever, you thought of special teams and things of that nature that you may be able to squeeze into the roster somehow to provide you maybe a spark here and there. Just hasn't worked out so that you saw him be released today. So yeah, you're going to see more players be released. Now you're going to start to see Omar Khan shop guys. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I can guarantee you, I'm going to say this with pretty much certainty. There will be some sort of move. There will be some sort of acquisition here before tomorrow at 4 p.m. I can say that. I feel like something's about to brew here, or something's about to happen. I think something is brewing within the Pittsburgh Steelers organization and Omar Khan. I don't see him letting this basically second free agency period. I don't see him allowing this time to pass without making any sort of acquisition. You look at the depth along the offensive line, and you're probably going to want to try to shore that up a little bit, make a move there somewhere, somehow. I'm not sure of who that may be. I think you're going to have to wait till the overall picture is presented to the Steelers after all the cuts have been made. And then I think you're going to see the Steelers pull the trigger, man. And I misspoke there. I don't know if a move will be made before the deadline tomorrow, but look for something to happen pretty quickly after that because they're going to have to gobble up some of these players that they are interested in and get them in to the facility quickly and get them on board fast. They're not going to have time to piss around because teams will gobble them up. Everybody has holes on their roster. If you look at this Steelers team, I don't know if there is a shit ton of roster holes out there, honestly. Yes, there are position groupings in which you would like to add. There's position groupings that you could say there's a slight deficiency there. Okay, I get it. But if you look at this roster overall, I just don't see any monster, gaping, tragic holes right now for the Steelers. I just don't. Now, I may be wrong. But I think they do pay Pickens. I'm not sure if it is that CD Lamb money. I'm sure he's going to want some of it. He's going to want something close to it. It's just the next guy in line. And the Steelers haven't been shy about paying guys when it's warranted, when it's due. They paid TJ that monster deal. They've paid Ben big bucks. They paid AB at the time, one of the biggest wide receiver deals at that time. Now, I know it seems like peanuts now. However, at that time, it was one of the bigger deals, man. And if not the biggest, I can't recall exactly. But the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't shy about paying it, but they pay players that are deserving of that cash. So So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I do think they pay Pickens, especially if he has a big year here with the Steelers and helps them go on to be successful in 2024. And he becomes that key number one wide receiving target for this franchise. Absolutely. Let's go hit that like and subscribe button for the best show in town. That's from Miss Pittsburgh. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. Appreciate it. Trying to renew my. You got it, Danny. It did renew. Yeah, man. I'll get with you though, bro. I feel bad I haven't already. I want to get with you. We need to get this thing done. Brian Hanford, the Steelers obviously see something in J.R. Plumlee. I'm thinking we keep him. I just don't see what they're seeing, and I don't think they are. I don't think they're that high on him. I really don't. I don't think he makes this roster, Brian. So I disagree with that one. We'll see though. You may be right. I may be wrong, man. I really though feel like he would be a guy that is practice squad at best. We'll see. Tom Ford, Mike Tomlin sucks and anybody can be replaced. Tom Ford hates some Mike Tomlin, baby. What's up, Russ? How are you, man? DJ Thomas, if I was in Mike T's shoes, if you was in Mike T's shoes, who would you start at quarterback and why? I start Russell Wilson because he is the steady veteran presence in which this offense needs. And it's exactly what Justin Fields needs. Justin Fields is not ready. It's not his time. He has to be able to sit back, learn this offense inside and out. When his opportunity comes, which it will come, guys. I can almost guarantee it comes. Now, Russell may play lights out and be healthy all season or play well enough that the Steelers aren't willing to jeopardize any type of chance of a quarterback switch to see what Justin has, and they just ride with Russ. That may be the scenario, but I can almost say that there will be a time throughout the 2024 season, throughout this 17-game schedule, where the Pittsburgh Steelers go out and they have to call on Justin Fields to step in. And hopefully that has allowed him enough time to continue to mature, continue to work with Russ, continue to hone in on his skills, and when he gets his opportunity, maybe he seizes that moment. But the time is not now for Justin Fields. It is Russell Wilson's show. It's always been Russell Wilson's show. There has never been a quarterback competition in the city of Pittsburgh with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. There has never been a competition. It has always been Russell Wilson, period. There's nothing Justin Fields can do. There's nothing that can change that. I stand behind that 1,000%. But Russ is the veteran, man, and he's won a Super Bowl, and I have to ride with that, and I have to like that part of his game. I have to go with what has been the most proven commodity right now, especially when you have a defense that can be so good. I don't know right now at the beginning of this season if you just go out there and risk it all on a quarterback that has some major, major deficiencies. Now, do you put some packages in to allow Justin Fields to have that athleticism shown on the field and be able to put some of that on display? Maybe, possibly. I don't see why it would hurt. But I don't want to see, and I don't think you will see, any bullshit, a rotating back and forth. I don't foresee any of that either. I don't think Mike Tomlin is that kind of coach. I don't think Arthur Smith is that kind of coach. I don't think you're going to see that type of stuff. Now, again, you may see some packages, some odd, eccentric situations in which Justin Fields comes in and is able to deliver, but we will see. All right, guys, we are about 20 minutes into the show. Make sure you're hitting a shit out of that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason, as we dive in every day on our live show, talking Pittsburgh Steelers news, NFL news, and just having some good general conversation here on the channel as we try to incorporate you guys, the viewer, as much as humanly possible and try to answer all your chat questions and comments. I heard the Steelers think their odds are good again to land Aiyuk. I can't even honestly give you an opinion on that anymore, Tom, because I'm so flabbergasted by that situation. I'm so wore out from that situation. In case you guys honestly I didn't notice lately. I haven't really even been bringing it up as much unless you guys have brought it up in the chat, which is perfectly fine. You all can. And it's definitely fine. And I'm not saying I've just not been egging it on any because I really truly don't know. And I'm not going to sit there and be one of these Twitter idiots that are going to give you, it's going to happen all the time. Now, one time I thought it was close to happen and I thought a deal would get done. And the most I said was, I think it ends today. And it didn't. And that was about as far as I got. I really thought that that was the day that it was going to end. Turned out that it didn't happen. And I'm out of answers. And I don't think anybody out there has any answers. Honestly, I don't. Um, when it's done, it's done. And I don't know what their odds are. I don't know how good they feel about it. And I don't think anybody really truly knows. It's just all speculating and rumors out there. So we'll see, buddy. I don't know if the odds are any good or any better than what they were a day ago, a week ago. I do not know. And yeah, we'll see. We'll just have to continue to watch it play out, man. DJ, I start Russ. Yeah, me too, man. Danny George, hey Russ. Oh, they're talking back and forth. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get through. Again, I love how you guys all are like talking back and forth all the time. That's so awesome, man. It makes my day to see that shit. I love it. Brian, how long can we keep Nick Herbig? I don't see how we keep all three in 3 years. No, there will be a casualty somewhere, Brian. Whether it's Alex Highsmith or even perhaps maybe an injury to one of the three to where it forces the other one out. But you won't see all three for the long term. You know what I mean? And I totally agree. I don't see how you are able to do that. Well, yeah, maybe you can. Maybe if you're able to keep the quarterback salaries down and you're able to continue to do business with all three. I think the eventual plan right now is to watch Alex Highsmith continue to play out the rest of what he's got going on. They reworked his deal this offseason. And, I could see him, maybe being the casualty, being the odd man out if Herbig continues to shine, which I think he will. You know how I feel about Herbig, Brian. You all do. That I absolutely think he's a monster, a stud, a real difference maker. And I know a lot of people have thoughts about his size and maybe some negative talk about things of that nature, but that guy got a nose for the football. He's got a nose for splash plays, and he's a real difference maker. And when you have guys like Herbig and Watt on that football team, Alex Highsmith included too, they're going to put special they're going to put some special moments out there in front of you on your TV screen or in person at Acrisure Stadium. They are going to show you some really awesome shit this year. And I'm really, truly pumped to see Nick, Alex, and TJ really be able to ramp it up and play, hopefully, as a healthy group for a long time this season. Yeah, you got to see it, man. Oh man, you said we got to see how Alex plays this year. That was from Danny George. When you brought that up, it brought me up something from my boys this weekend. They won their game. It was super freaking hot. They played like slugs, but they were able to hold on against a team that they definitely should have beat, which they did, but they should have done a little bit better, which is okay. You have those games where you're flat and all that kind of stuff. But man, one of my little dudes that plays linebacker for me. You little kid, man. I had one of those Alex Highsmith interceptions that you saw from last year to ice a game kind of deal. Well, not ice a game. I don't remember if Alex Highsmith was to ice it, but our kid did that this week. Final minutes, 8-0 game. We had scored on our opening drive, went for two, ended up getting that 2 points, went ahead 8-0, and that was the deadlock for the game, 8-0. And we controlled the ball. We were marching the ball all up and down the field the whole game, but just weren't able to punch it in for some reason, man. We have a big game coming up in 2 weeks, so we weren't showing too much of our offense, really. We ran 7 plays out of our playbook, but we controlled the time of possession. We should have opened it up a little bit more, but it is what it is. We need help on special teams. Special teams, I just am kind of indifferent about that right now. I think that there's enough talent that they can be good. You could always use some help, no doubt, Russ. I agree with that, but I'm gonna have to just see how it all goes here. That's one of those. It's one of those position groupings, the special teams grouping. That side of the football, the special teams side of the football is just hit or miss for me because it's so hard to gauge it in the offseason, in the preseason action, because you're seeing so many different guys out there thrown in because they're trying to find out who can be that gunner or who could make this roster just because of their special teams, or who's going to get that edge because of their special teams contributions. So you see so many guys in and out of the special teams roles all over the place, returners, gunners, everywhere. And you see them all over the place get interchanged like Legos, man. They're everywhere. They're taken in and out. And it's so hard for me to gauge what they're going to be in the regular season, during these preseason games. I really find it hard for me anyway. Now, you guys may have it a little bit easier. You may see it a little bit more clearer than I do. But definitely, it's really hard for me to gauge special teams and what they are going to be able to do in the regular season. I always have confidence in Danny Smith, one of the best or special teams coordinators within the NFL, in my opinion. I think he is a steady hand there. I think that he is always going to deliver a serviceable product to your franchise, no matter what. So I really have high hopes for Danny Smith and this special teams units. We'll see how it all goes. So. Robert Road, the salary cap this year is $255.4 million. I know, with all the streaming services and likely going to an 18-game schedule will go up quite a bit, but a QB and one wide receiver would cost $90 to $100 million. Yes, and Robert, that is accurate. Robert, guys, is referring to per season, $90 to $100 million. If you pay a top shelf prospect right now, a guy that's a top flight franchise quarterback, and what that would be money wise would be over $50 million currently. Right now, that's how this market sits. Now, can you get a guy like a Russell Wilson to perform at a high level and accept a $35 million a year contract because he wants to win Super Bowls and realizes that he can't do it by himself? Maybe he's smarter than some of these other guys that got to take all the money, baby. But yeah, you go out and then you pay a George Pickens $30 million, $32 million per season. You look at that and you're looking at $90 million, almost $90 million for one player, or for two players, a quarterback and a wide receiver, almost $100 million of that. Just say if the salary cap goes up to, we'll be fair and say it goes up to $270 million. That's what, $15 million more than what it is now. We'll say it's $270 million next season. You look at that and say 90 million of that off the rip. You have 53 guys on this roster. That's a lot. You're really handicapping yourself instantly, man. It's tough. It's tough, man. But salary cap is a fictional number, and they can manipulate it in many ways. So, I'm not worried about the Steelers next year cap wise. But man, it is scary to think of what Robert brought up there. What two players cost. Beer Malls, what's up, man? Yeah, y'all think that's the way to go. Like the Falcons, you got a quarterback, then you get a high draft pick and just snag another one, even if not needed. I'm not sure what you guys were talking about. QB big money and high turnover rates getting crazy out here. Absolutely, man. It is. It is, Beer Malls. And it's not like the football of old. And you have a lot of Steelers fans from back in the 70s that enjoyed that time to where players stayed with one team. It wasn't extremely difficult to sign some of these guys to new deals. It wasn't this dramatic event to just get somebody signed. It didn't last months and months and months and months and months like Brandon Aiyuk bullshit going on out in San Francisco. I don't know, man. I love some of these guys. They're ultra talented, But you get to the point that you almost become freaking sick of the bullshit to where you just tell them, walk away, bro. I'm done. I'm walking away. You walk away too. I don't care where you go. I don't care who you play for. I had enough. Like, what more do you want? You know what I mean? 30 million bucks a year. I think you're good, dude. I think you'll live, man. I think you'll eat next week. I think you'll have a very, very good life. I think you're building generational wealth, man. You're okay. You know, oh, nope, I won 32 million a year. Come on, dude. And like it goes on for months and months and months, dude. Yeah, it sucks, dude. YouTube sucks. Sorry to hear that. Vinny, Sam Flippo, can you talk about what you think of the Jets from Vinny? I don't have much high hope for the Jets. And I say that because of this. I worry about Aaron Rodgers. And I think he is one of the best quarterbacks that's ever played this game. Ever. And I say that wholeheartedly. And I'm not making shit up there. The numbers support it. The championships aren't quite there. He beat my Steelers once for his only championship. But Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, has been a top shelf monster of a quarterback his entire career. I just worry about where he is currently in his career and if he's going to be able to guide that Jets roster to the promised land, man, to a place to where they haven't been in a very, very long time. Um, you look at the Jets, they've had some heartbreak, man. I can think of one that I was at personally. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Jets in the AFC Championship game. Then to go on to lose to Aaron Rodgers in the Green Bay Packers. How ironic that is. Steelers show, Steelers win. Yeah, how crazy that is. But anyway, yeah, I saw that in person, and Jets fans have endured many, many years of tough times. And I'm not sure if this is the year you get out of that tough time. I think that they have a quality regular season if Aaron can remain healthy. The Jets have a fantastic defense, if you ask me. I think they will be highly competitive inside of the division, again, dependent on health. But whether they go further than that into the playoffs, I'm not sure. I'm not positive about that. Again, I'm not intimately involved with them and research them every day from an outsider's point of view, though. I feel for the fans, and I'm not sure if this is it. Steelers '06, Russell Wilson doesn't turn it over as much as Justin Fields. No, guys, and Steelers '06 brings up a great point. Justin Fields is a freaking turnover machine, dude. Let's not overlook that. Let's not overlook that at all. That guy is a turnover issue, a problem. It hurts the team, man. You can't be a turnover machine like that. Fumbles, interceptions, you can't do those things. Russell is a little bit more secure with the football, and that is another reason why I choose Russell Wilson, which I don't have to. You don't have to speculate. I don't have to speculate. Russell Wilson has been, will be the starter week one. It has never been a competition, regardless of what the national media wants to drive down your throat every day. Every time I turn it on and they're talking about the Steelers, they say the competition in Pittsburgh between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson is non-freaking existent. RPO or read option from JM. I don't give a shit about those types of offenses. I like a pocket passer, man. It is what it is. I just think that pocket passing and being secure in a pocket, and I'm not looking for a running back at quarterback, so I don't care, man. I've noticed the NFL transition into the Saturday game offensively for a long time. I don't know. I just am a pocket passer, traditional, straight ahead type guy. That's how I like to run my offense with my kids. I run it a little bit differently than just straight ahead. I add some variables in there that aren't as old school as I may be sounding right now, but I want that pocket passer guy, 3 to 5 step drop guy, deliver the football, drive it down the field, solid running game. We're going to run it down your damn throat. The offensive line is going to open up those holes. I don't got to stand back there and act like I'm running with you and faking run pass option bullshit. It is what it is. I just want that old school offense. That's what I just like to see. But if I'm going to pick one, RPO. Uh, uh, uh. Brian Hanford, 36 people watching and only 11. We're way up now. We're at 20, bro. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, we got up to 20 already. We're only 35 minutes in. Somebody had told me once it was like, you're like 10 likes for every 1,000 views is like the average or something. I find that hard to believe. I don't know. I talked about him, Vinny, a little bit. The Brobarian Tomlin is not a gimmick coach. No, I don't think so either, Brobarian. I don't think you'll see any of that bullshit. Yeah, Brian, I've had it up to like 157 concurrent viewers, I think is the record. I got to look it up again. I think it was 157 is the most I've ever had concurrently. It like spiked a little bit higher than that, but like it was like 157 was like a steady, at least for a few minutes. Thank you, though. Yeah, hit that like button. Absolutely. Russ, if you start Russ, I always say that, Russ. If you start Russ and have to pull him, you won't destroy his confidence. Whereas you start Justin and pull him, you can hurt his confidence. We've talked about that too, and that is the case. At least in my eyes, I believe that to be true, for sure. But I always look at these guys like this, and I think that they have to be accountable for some of this shit too. You're a professional. Your confidence shouldn't be destroyed at all, man. You know, we shouldn't be having a baby in any way. You know, you're either in, you're out. You got to be confident. You got to be ready to go at any time. It's the NFL. You're a professional. I don't know. Yeah, but I agree with you, Russ, 1,000%. You would probably destroy his confidence if you had to pull him out and sit him down. At least Russ understands what he's got going on. Russell Wilson was probably promised a starting job when they signed him. That was from Steelers '06. I'm sure. Probably. And I don't think they were wrong in doing that if that was the case. Wave that terrible towel. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. Appreciate it. Beer Malls, honestly, I'm hyped for a smash mouth defense this year. Opposing quarterbacks getting sacked and some nice interceptions. I get more hyped when the D is on the field. Yeah, you got to admit, guys, defensively, the Steelers fan base is just, really grown accustomed to that Blitzburg style and brand of defense. And we enjoy defense here for some reason. Here this fan base, and I enjoy it. I am too, man. I love defense. I love the way the defense can come out and completely just change a game and take over a game and not ever have control of the football. That's what I love about defense. It's just so awesome and just so crazy at times how hype you can get for the defense and what the Steelers could potentially do, especially with the quickness they have, man, this year. John Broadway, what's up? Hey, Jason, what I love about your show is like Joe Friday, just the facts, man, just the facts, no nonsense, BS live with him everywhere, everyone here yeah, no doubt, man. We ain't about clickbait, John. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here, man. What's up, C Steelers? Steelers '06, what do you think they do at center? They need someone else for depth. I think you see a Mason McCormick. I think you see James Daniels. That's what I think you see. I think you see those guys take reps, take snaps, and that's how I think they cover that depth up a little bit and allow those guys to fill that depth role. Zach Frazier is the man. He's the starter week 1 for sure. And I think that's how they overcome that. But I think there will be some sort of offensive line signing. I think that Troy Fautanu's probably not going to be ready. It just doesn't seem like it. Maybe there is still a lot of time before the first game. About 13 days, 12 days come tomorrow. So maybe Troy Fautanu's ready. Probably not. I look for the Steelers after these cut downs to find another offensive lineman somewhere, somehow. I don't know any names, but we'll see. Let me get a drink. Brent, don't know how much time you got left, but how much love, y'all. Absolutely, man. See, what's up, Brent? See Steelers. Yeah, man. Good to have you back. I'm ready for the opener. This is from John Broadway. I'm ready for the opener to set the tone in the Pittsburgh Steelers football. Believe will show our division what we can do. Yeah, I keep saying it, guys. I think you see the Pittsburgh Steelers go down to Atlanta and put um, ass whooping. I think you see the Steelers dog walk the Atlanta Falcons on opening weekend for them. I think you really see the Steelers come out and show what they're going to be this 2024 season. Now, does that translate to wins against every other team? No, but I think the Steelers are going to come out and make a statement, especially with Arthur Smith being on the staff after being the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. I think you're going to see the Steelers come out and really put a dominating performance in Week 1 out there for all to see. Brent, if I was to travel to Pittsburgh for a Steelers bar and game, what would be a good place? Remember, I'm a Bills fan, but if I walk in a room, I can hate the Browns as much as all of you. Yeah, dude, I don't hang out in Pittsburgh very often. I don't do the bar scene, man. But there's definitely several bars down around the stadium. I know one that I hear of often, and that's like Mike's Beer Bar. I hear that that's a good one. They got like food and shit. A lot of different bar or beers on tap and stuff like that. And I think you can get like any game you want to watch put onto the TV where you're sitting. I hear the commercials for that all the time from other people that do podcasts. So, hey, Mike's Beer Bar, holler at me. I'll shout you out. But yeah, I think that that's one. I don't know. I couldn't give you a definitive answer. Maybe some people in the chat will know more about the drinking scene and bar stuff. Um, I'm a dad, and I hang out with the kids. If I'm not doing that, I'm doing other dad stuff. So yeah, I don't get to go out no more and do those things. Brent, we did that. Tom Ford. I had my fantasy leagues this past weekend. It was so much fun. I got the Steelers defense in both leagues. Yeah, man, I think that's going to pay off for you, Tom, in a big way. Because I think the Steelers defense is going to be able to score and score at a decent clip, a decent rate. Also, guys, Sean is going to come on tomorrow, I believe. He switched to Tuesdays. So Sean is going to come on tomorrow. I joined his ESPN fantasy. It's a pick'em league, and you are able to pick each week. You pick the games for each week, and then it tabulates your score. And then you could like play against myself. You could play against Sean, and I believe he is going to be able to either put the invite somehow in. I'll talk to him. I should have more information tomorrow. Sean, if you're in there, we'll figure it out. To where Sean can do that and you guys could join up with us and play against us in a pick'em league, and we could have fun with it and put our scores and stuff up on the weekly show with Sean. Rob Lightfoot, give me your 5 wide receivers that will make the 53-man roster. As of right now, yeah, well, of course, George Pickens, Calvin Austin, Van Jefferson. Those are your top 3. Then you look at Roman Wilson. I don't know how long his injury is, of course. I look at Scotty Miller. There's your 5. But possibly 6 with Quez Watkins. I think that that's just where it goes. But if the Steelers are able to add anybody during cutdowns, that gets guys like the Scotty Millers or the Quez Watkins of the world. It pushes them out the door. So definitely you have your 3-4 guys on this team that for sure are going to be on the roster, be able to play. Roman Wilson, I'm just trying to figure out his injury stuff and what he's going to be able to do. But yeah, we'll see come tomorrow at 4 o'clock how much different the landscape of the wide receiver room looks. I think there's something going to happen, man. I really, really do here in the next day or two. Russell Wilson, Dominic. Daniel Warman, do you think Desmond Ritter from Arizona would be better fit than Justin Fields? Daniel, I have to tell you this about that draft class. You look at a guy like, what's his name? Willis. Yeah, that was his last name. Whatever his first name was. but he got traded to Green Bay for a 7th-round pick. That might be the worst quarterback draft class that I've ever seen in the history of the NFL. The only one that's done any good is Mr. Irrelevant, and that was Brock Purdy. Yeah, other than that, they've all sucked ass, man. And that includes Mr. Kenny Pickett. Yeah, the whole class sucked. Desmond Ritter sucks. They all blow, dude. And I don't know if I've ever seen a worse quarterback draft class in my entire life. Thank God for Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy. He saved the quarterback class of that year and actually had one guy that's able to do something. Kenny Pickett, no guts, sucks, small hands, horrible player. I tried to speak it into existence to make him better than what he really was, but he's just shitty, terrible. He deserved to play on like the Cleveland Browns roster. That's where he'd fit in probably best. With that, but it is what it is. John Broadway, we should never be trying to pay for only two guys when the line on both sides of the ball are essential to playing a team sport. The Rooneys have always been frugal owners. They have been frugal, but they pay when they got to pay. I'll say that. But yeah, you know my philosophy, John. Trenches, trenches, trenches. That's where it all starts. If those two sides of the football in the trenches, defensively and offensively, aren't taken care of and are neglected, you see it mightily, or you see it big time on the team. And it shines through each and every week, and it really hurts this football team. And it's something that has to be truly paid attention to. And I like to put a lot of money into the offensive line. That's just me because I feel like that's your foundation, man. That's your roots. That's where you need to build from. I think Mark Robinson's another one. He's one that's on the bubble for me because you look at Kyron Johnson, you look at guys like that have done enough to make the roster, that you could get excited about, that, may push a guy like Mark Robinson out of the conversation, So I'm going to say no right now. We'll say that. I'm going to say no right now. I think the Steelers maybe move in a different direction and move off of Mark Robinson. Beer Malls A, over the next few weeks, if any Mafia go into the Chargers game, I'm going to drop my email on the site. Maybe I can meet some of y'all. I'm like he's in 510 section row O. Mainly lot, let you know. Okay, Beer Malls. I stand in the rotunda, so if I end up being there, you'll find me there. But yeah, guys, if any of you are ever going to the game and you guys want to meet up, email me at MikeDropSports@yahoo.com. If I'm there, I'd meet up and have a beer. So, but definitely that'd be something cool I would announce on the channel. If you, want to invite people to your tailgate or something, I'd definitely announce and shout that out for you. To allow other Mike Drop people, Mike Drop Mafia members, Mike Drop family, man, just subscribers that come and talk with us to meet up, have some beers, bullshit. That'd be pretty cool. I can tell you all about the Jets. I bet you can, Brent. You know probably a lot more about the Jets than me. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. Yes, guys, hit that like button. We're about 49 minutes into the show here on Steel City Live, our daily live stream here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, we're here talking Pittsburgh Steelers news, talking NFL stuff every single day. So make sure you join in the conversation and make sure you subscribe and share all the content. That would really be appreciated on my end. Sorry, I'm like tongue-tied tonight. Dominic G. Who do you think is better suited for the Steelers, Justin Fields or Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson right now. I'm not saying Justin Fields is a never or could never be. I just say it's not his time right now. It's not the time for him. Yeah, man. I've found several cheap places to park, man, and I don't mind walking. So I'll park far out. I don't mind, bro. I've parked pretty far away before, man. But then again, I've parked at the casino and paid, shit, $100 or something, $75. I've done that too. It depends on if I have my wife with me. She ain't gonna walk very far, so we usually park a little bit closer. Plus two, if it's just me and my son or something, we don't mind hoofing it, man. It warms us up because we usually go when it's super cold. Rubber Road. The Roonies have always spent the money. The Steelers were in cap hell because they kept pushing the money into the future. Yeah, you do get yourself in cap hell. You got to remember that too, guys. Uh, I know a lot of people want to see these restructures and things of that nature, but sometimes you're pushing a lot of money down the road, and that does get you into cap hell. And the Steelers have been in a little bit of cap turmoil here, over the years. And next year is going to really prove to be an oddity. They're going to have over $100 million in available cap space. And that is going to be really, really cool. And depending on how much the cap goes up, it could be a lot more than that. So we'll see exactly how that is all spent. But it's definitely going to be a different off season than we're used to as Steeler fans. I don't know what you're talking about there, Thuggy. Robert Road for football, at least. I'm not sure what you're talking about, buddy. Robert Road. Khan has been smart about the cap money since he became GM, but they haven't had to pay a QB yet. Yeah, guys, and that's why you keep hearing everybody saying that they want the Steelers just to go out there and make that move. They see that the Steelers have no large quarterback salary on the roster, and it's like, well, you have money. You spend it, spend it, spend it. They're not as far under the cap as you would think without a quarterback salary, sadly. But yeah, they haven't had to pay that, as Robert said. And that has allowed them to do some other things. And I think that that's why I look at this roster and I can honestly say I don't feel like there's a shit ton of holes there. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, when you have to pay that quarterback salary, things become different. Fields is more athletic, a more athletic Trubisky. Yeah, seems like a fumble or picked off. Matt Burton couldn't say it better. Laugh my ass off. Joey Hunter, quick question, opinion on CD Lamb contract. I think it is one in which the Dallas Cowboys didn't really have a chance or a real option to do anything else. They wanted to hold on to one of their most significant playmakers. And they realized that this late into the season, they had to get it done, man. They had to pay him and they had to lock him up. And they had to lock him up before these salaries continue to climb. And that's where I think some of these teams want to rush some of these contracts along, especially if they see several of those big name guys out there. They want to get their contract done first because they want to get in under the radar a little bit because they want to set the bar because the next guy's going to want a little bit more and they don't want to have to pay, $4, $5, $6 million more for the same type of player as the team before them. So I think it's one in which the Cowboys really had no choice. They did what they had to do. We'll see if it proves to be a cost-effective move because I'm not sure. Beer Malls. Personally, Joey, Jerry, old cheapskate Jones needed to get the deal done. Jerry spends some money. I don't think he's cheap, bro. I think that dude spends some cash. He don't mind to blow some bucks. Jerry, though, guys, I feel bad for Dallas Cowboys fans. And there is no bigger fan base that consumes more content than the Cowboys fans. They really, really do. There's so many of them. There is. It's like the Steelers fan base. They're just everywhere. Cowboys, Steelers. I feel like those are the two biggest fan bases in the NFL, if you ask me. And I feel bad for Cowboys fans because they have an owner that's a moron. Jerry Jones is a freaking moron. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I just think Jerry's a douche sometimes. John Broadway, what's the point in why the Jets/Browns aren't able to have a winning season? It took our Steelers 40 years before we won our first Super Bowl. We weren't respected, especially by the clowns. I just think, honestly, man, these other franchises just remain misguided. The ownership sucks. It just does sometimes. It is what it is, and maybe they're curse or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just feel like their ownership sucks, and it just continues to suck, and they make wrong moves, man. And yeah, it is what it is. Joey, go to the Cowgirls podcast. It is crazy money, yeah. 100 million of that is guaranteed. Brent, that may be it for the chain gang. By the way, what's the chain gang? Who's the chain gang? Not sure. Guys, I want to ask that. I want to see if anybody knows. I want to order a like a turnover chain for my kids, man. I think they'd be pumped about that for football. Get them something to be able to like wear. I gotta look that up. If anybody like makes anything crazy like that, I want like a big emblem on there, like a big cheat like Charger emblem or something with a big like gold chain, like all dripped out. I think I'd be sick for my boys. I think they would love that. Also, I'm looking to buy a speaker, man, because man, we have a league that literally has access to like all this like audio stuff. They can announce things over that, but they don't play music and stuff for them. Give these kids the experience of a lifetime. We have the technology. Allow them to do it. Isn't like when we were kids, you know. They didn't have the stereo system at the old freaking junior high field that I played at when I was a kid, you know. Now we got all that shit. Use it. I'm gonna get a big speaker for them. I just want them to feel like I just want them to have the whole experience, man. I need to get that. Robert said yard markers, chain gang. Yeah, I know what that meant, but like, are they taking it out of the? Are they like getting rid of it? Good question. Broadway would take some research. I'm not sure. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get through the chat here. I coached B squad kids too. Won our first game, 21-17, but actually lost our running back, blew his ACL, first injury that bad, so heartbreaking. Didn't know how to make him feel better. It really sucked. Man, Russ, I feel bad for you guys, and well wishes to your kid, man, and we'll be praying for him. That sucks to have that kind of injury as a kid. That is tough, dude. But congratulations to your team for winning again. That sucks that happened to that kid, man. That blows. Luckily, we've been pretty good. We had our injuries prior to the start of the season. We're starting to get some of our kids back. I tried. We had one kid that just came back. I try to manage that a little bit and not let him in the game first time back because they haven't been hitting. So yeah, you got to ease them players back in when they come back from injury and shit like that. But that kid won't be back until next year, hopefully. Kids are resilient, though. That's one good thing. They can bounce back really quickly. Good Steelers bar close to a hotel. Anyone got suggestions? Yeah, Brent, you're going to have to ask the crowd. Hopefully somebody will give you some answers. Ali, assalamu alaikum. I can't ever say it. What's up, man? Robert Road, I think the Steelers will be playing with the lead a lot more often than in the past 5 years. The sack totals are going up big time this year. I really hope so. Time of possession is going to be so critical, guys. Bear Malls, Brent, I do the Airbnb and hang out in that a lot. Them hotels off the hook on game day, like 500 a night. Scored a 3 bedroom Airbnb for 200 by Duquesne. Yeah, watch where you stay though. Some of them beer malls, you know the area. You've been there before, but yeah, watch where you stay. Pittsburgh's not as crazy as it once was back in the day, but yeah, you still watch out where you go, man. Don't be, there's some places you don't want to be. I like the looks of new O line guy, 6'5", 380, and he can move. Go to Mike's Beer Bar across from the stadium. Nice place. Yeah, that's what I said, Russ. I didn't know any other place. Yeah, I miss Pittsburgh. I don't know. That's where I hear all these commercials from other people. I think, you know who I heard it from was Chris Carter. He does like Post Gazette shit and Locked on Steelers. So you can check him out, guys. He does commercials for them all the time. That's where I need to go do a show, man, live from Mike's Beer Bar. Maybe they'll let me come down there and do a show. I'll go down there and do a stellar show on a game day. Get it all hyped up in there. If you fans of Pittsburgh Big D, look up that pic of why I tittle his knees bleeding, helmet off, and just done perfect image of our defense from time of days to now. Yeah. I think Des Fitzpatrick may make the team. Yeah, may. He's a bubble guy for me, man. It's gonna have to depend on what else plays out. Willis was projected to go one to the Steelers. Yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, Matt. When that rumor started with the Willis shit, I literally was adamant about it not happening. I thought it would have been a horrible mistake. I have video evidence of that here on the channel, but I really truly never thought the Pittsburgh Steelers would be stupid enough to do that. I know there were tons of rumors out there about it, but so glad that they never did that, man. Thank God. Yes, Matt, no doubt. Thank God. Fields has not looked good in the preseason. I don't know how anybody can say that he's looked good for his career. I mean, that's where I get all this major deficiency stuff from. It's his career, his fumbles, his turnovers, his inability to read through defenses. He's a one read, check down type guy or run it. It's just not what you're looking for in a pro quarterback, in my opinion. All right, guys, we've been going for about an hour. Make sure you hit the shit out of that like button. If you don't hit it now, make sure you hit it before you leave today to help boost us up a little bit here at Mike Drop Sports on our daily live show as we continue to gain some momentum here. And let's try to get to this 4,000 subscriber mark. We are over 3,500, almost to 3,520 or something like that. So hopefully we're up over that number after today. But make sure you spread the word and share, like, subscribe, do all that good shit, and help us get the word of the channel out there and continue to grow our community, man. We're thousands of people now, at least are subscribed. So come join the conversation and have fun with us each day and allow your voice to be heard here on the channel as we try to get through a lot of the chat questions and we answer a lot of you guys in the chat. I ran out of time tonight, so I'm sorry. I'm going to stop there on the chat. We usually go for about an hour. But come back tomorrow, put it back in. We'll go back for it again. And I always try to go through and include you guys into the show because you are the most important part of the show. It's not me, it's you guys. So, yeah. Until tomorrow, man. We'll do it again, man. So I think it's Sean and I. Again, I will get you that link from Sean. And if you guys can join that Pick'em League and come see if you can beat Sean and I picking games each week, I think it would be just something fun to do. Some bragging rights here at the channel from all of us here in the chat and stuff like that. We can talk a little shit to each other and have a little bit of fun with it. So until tomorrow, man, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace. Thanks, guys.